Hey, it's Air. Welcome to my channel, or if you have been here before, welcome back. So this video is a tad overdue, but I'm really excited to finally be bringing you the first video of my Stay Woke in the Salon series. If you missed the video before this video where I talk about what led me to do this or kind of what's to come, I'll put that down below and maybe like link it up here somewhere so you can watch that and get more insight about what I'm doing. But a quick summary, it's a really cool project that I am doing to hopefully investigate some of the problems that we as naturals go through, or not even just naturals, but women of color with our hair. And I want us to all be educated about what's going on up here so we can make the best decisions for ourselves and our hair. Part of the reason it's taken me so long to make this video is because I've been really intimidated. There's a lot of information to share with you on this topic, and I know that a lot of people really love coconut oil, and it's kind of like one of the holy grail items in the natural hair community. So I wanted to make sure that I made this super informative, but not too sciencey where I lose you and you don't understand what I'm saying. But I think that I've found a way to make this hopefully fairly brief, but very informative. So if you're interested in learning about how coconut oil ruined my hair and could potentially be ruining your hair, then stay tuned. Probably one of the first things that I want to say about this whole topic is everyone's hair is different. Like, you have to keep that in mind throughout this entire video and throughout your entire hair journey. So when you're trying to figure out products that work for you, or you're seeing information on the internet about what this does and what that does, or if you're following all of your hair crushes on Instagram that their hair looks like yours, or even that doesn't look like yours, but they're like goals, you need to make sure that you're not comparing, because you have no idea what's going on in there. So for me, and for understanding how coconut oil ruined my hair and could be ruining your hair, there's some things that you need to know about yourself and your hair. And that is your hair porosity, your hair, I'll call it your hair width. So like whether your hair is fine or coarse, and how your hair handles proteins, or the protein sensitivity of your hair. If you don't understand what anything that I just said means, I have a video about finding out the porosity and the density of your hair, which is kind of provide some insight into the width of your hair, I think. And I will link that down below and also up here in that little thingy that pops up. And I highly suggest you go watch that and then come back here, because then everything will make so much more sense, and I will just be here waiting for you when you come back. If you do know what I'm talking about, that's great. Good for you for learning, taking the time to learn about your hair and what it likes and doesn't like. I can say for me, this is a protective style. So I normally have 4C, high density, low porosity, super coarse hair, which makes my hair really difficult to take care of, but I am down for the challenge. That is also why I have in this protective style right now, because I think you can kind of peep out my window, but there is snow on that roof there. So it's pretty cold here in NYC where I live. So during the winter time, I make sure that I protect my natural hair by putting something like a protective style in. So let me get down to it here. Let's start with what coconut oil even is. Coconut oil is an oil derived from the delicious coconut that's popular in the natural hair community because of its low molecular size that allows it to penetrate inside the hair shaft, which allows you to get more moisture, which as naturals, we love moisture in our hair. The other important thing about coconut oil is it's derived from something called lauric acid. Lauric acid has a high affinity for proteins. So this kind of goes back really quickly to what I was talking about, knowing the protein sensitivity of your hair. My hair is protein sensitive, which I learned after a lot of trial and error, and after my research, I realized if I would have done a little more research, I would have learned that typically coarse hair does not really tolerate a lot of proteins, which results in your hair getting really dry, wiry, and tangly. So that's pretty much the short answer for why coconut oil was ruining my natural hair. I was using it thinking I was getting more moisture, and it was just drying my hair out because of its affinity for proteins. And I was using things like leave-in conditioners, which have proteins in them. I was doing protein treatments. It's just too much. If you have fine or medium coarse hair, coconut oil would be great for you because it's attracting all of the proteins, which will provide volume and body for your hair, in addition to conditioning it and making it soft and hydrated. Else that I learned though in my research is that not all proteins are bad, and proteins have different sizes. So it could be that I just haven't exactly found the right protein for my specific hair type, which again, 4C, low porosity, high density, very coarse hair. So I am thinking I'm gonna make another video for this series that kind of goes through some of the products that appear to be good for low porosity / coarse hair. If you happen to fall in the same boat as me, I need to do a little more research and try a couple of new things, but hopefully that will come in the future. If you are interested in that, please comment or like this video so I know that I have other people who would, you know, enjoy finding something that could maybe help them out. But again, let me just reiterate. So if you have really porous hair, which is usually damaged hair that's been bleached, hair that if you swim in chlorine a lot, if you spend a lot of time outdoors, like in the sun, that can make your hair more porous, or if you naturally have high porosity hair, proteins could be good for you, which means coconut oil could be good for you because your hair naturally needs more moisture, which coconut oil, like I said before, penetrates the hair shaft and has a high affinity for proteins. So coconut oil is probably not going to ruin your hair. But if you are like me and you have low porosity, well, even if you have low porosity hair, coconut oil could still be good for you. But if you have low porosity coarse hair, it's probably not going to do you too many favors and make your hair actually more dry, more brittle, no matter what products you put in it, which for me was the case. So let me also clarify that I'm not saying you shouldn't put any protein in your hair, because your hair is made of protein. So your hair needs protein, but depending on your hair type, your hair has different needs, which means different needs for moisture, different needs for protein. So I hope that you found this video to be informative and that it wasn't too confusing. I hopefully in the future will make another video that can maybe go more into the details and science of things. If you would be interested in that, please also comment below or like this video. This was kind of a lot easier than I thought. Hopefully I explained things well enough and it wasn't confusing. Yeah, so I guess that's it. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you will come back. If you haven't yet, click that subscribe button. Come hang out with me. I think I'm really cool in an awkward kind of, you know, endearing way. I guess that's it. So thanks again so much, and I will catch you in the next one. All right, bye guys. Why did I click? Ugh.